Oh no, it's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Fuck you. Bitch.
Oh no, here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid while everything around me is transformed. Good God, I think I'm starting to lose my mind. Oh no, it's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything. Oh no, here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid while everything around me is transformed. Good God, I think I'm starting to lose my mind. Oh no, it's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything. Oh no, here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid while everything around me is transformed. Good God, I think I'm starting to lose my mind. starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything. Oh no, here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid while everything around me is transformed. Good God, I think I'm starting to lose my mind. Oh no, it's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything. Oh no, here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid while everything around me is transformed. Good God, I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Le sang de vos mains.
Strange. The soil here seems darker and less packed than the soil around it. In fact, the mud in this part of the ground is a bit damp and mushy. My fingers even leave marks in it when I touch it. I'll do this very carefully, so that the glass doesn't break in two. Perfect. The hole I've dug is big enough to get to the other side of the fence. I refuse it. These are the... Ugh. You can smell these dead creatures from several yards away. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with my hands, to say nothing of putting them in my pocket. Hanging up this poster here wouldn't do anything for me. Good God. There are dozens, hundreds of corpses hanging from the branches. What could have drawn all these
Un
people
pendu
here?
de ses morts.
What kind of pain?
Un pendu
What
de
kind
ses
of
morts, bordel.
desperation brought them here? These are the corpses of ordinary people who were living their ordinary lives in their ordinary little worlds up to a very short time ago. Could any of them have imagined meeting an end like this back then? Forgotten and nameless, swaying in the breeze like marionettes. And all those savages in uniforms did was close the park. They didn't even bother to cut their bodies down from the trees. I'm afraid that tonight, there are too many dark stars to count in Suicide Park.
Wait a minute. That guy is... the suicide victim who was hanging from this tree. No.
Ah, c'est l'arbre
Don't
des
do
pendus,
it,
bordel.
please. No! Good God. I saw him hang himself.
One of the men, although from what's... The trees and bushes are so close together here that I can hardly push the branches to one side with my hands. Ah, the thorns in these bushes are jabbing into me like metal spikes. I'm not going to be able to open up a path this way. I don't think doing this would serve any purpose. Impossible. I'll need something that cuts better if I want to hack my way through this impenetrable tangle of vegetation and bushes. If I want to hack a path through this wall of vegetation, I'll have to use something that cuts better than this piece of glass. It's impressive. The park was able to devour the fence effortlessly. The metal bars became like plasticine, molded by the whims of the vegetation. I don't see any... Better not. I don't see anything to... Scratching the glass with the nails, besides. Why would I... Out of the question. Wherever I look, I see corpses hanging from these branches, some so recent that the shadows of their faces make it seem like they're following you with their gaze. The crowbar fits perfectly into the hole in the manhole cover. Wait a minute. I'm not going to climb down any further. It's totally dark in there, and it would be crazy to go into these sewers without any light. Maybe with the help of the crowbar, I can get the subway sign off the wall. Damn it! I've managed to tear it down, but the subway sign is broken in two. I agree that violence is sometimes the shortest path between 2 points, but considering how heavy this padlock and the chain are, I'm not sure that brute force is going to help me open this door. I'd rather not do that. The new world is... Use this here? How? I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the pieces of the metal sign with that. I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here. That would be one way of getting into the house. But the noise of breaking glass would alert the soldiers posted nearby. I'd rather not think about what those savages would do to this old man. And me. That wouldn't serve any purpose. I don't see how I can use... The subway sign is alright. It doesn't make much sense that these fish are already as dead as the poor souls hanging from the trees in the park. I doubt I'd accomplish anything using... I'm afraid I can't. I'm gonna need something that cuts better to hack a path through the vegetation that's blocking my way. I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the pieces of the metal sign with that. I can't use these 2 objects together. No, they're so intertwined that I'll only hurt myself if I try to part the branches with my hands again. One of the many dark stars in the park. Although the crows have already done a thorough job on them, from what's left, a rotting bench overlooking purgatory. It looks like the kid who hanged himself from this tree climbed up on this. This humbled, or at least... Can I ask you a few...
Sure, but make it snappy. Can't you see?
Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company.
I need to get in here.
Okay.
If I can... I need to get... If this...
Impossible.
I need...
I'm sorry.
Help me.
I could tie the rope there, but what for? It doesn't look like it's having any effect. I prefer to hold on. I don't see anything to... I agree that violence, but I'm not... I'm not gonna snuff out this oil lamp. This place looks sinister enough with light.
Bon bah c'était la lumière idéale pour descendre dans les égouts là.
I don't think doing this. What for? Too many things in my life have already gone up in smoke. The entire world has been reduced to ashes. I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the pieces of the metal sign with that. It's useless. I don't quite see how I could use this here. I'm not going to give the rope to anyone.
Oh no. It's starting again. Everything is mutating, and I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Excuse me. I wanted to talk to you again. I think it's best.
Yes.
There's spring.
This hunk of marble weighs too much to try to stand it up with just this rope. I could tie the rope there, but what for? Use this here? How? It doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yo nana.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to climb down any further. It's totally dark in there, and it would be crazy to go into these sewers without any light.
Je l'ai déjà Oxenfree. Je l'ai eu avec Humble Bundle il y a plusieurs mois de ça déjà. Oxenfree de ses morts. Quand c'est mort. Il y a déjà là dans l'abonnement ce mois-ci là, l'abonnement Humble Bundle il est très très bon. T'as Mutant Year Zero, Absolver, Minute, Dandara. Il y a un bon petit paquet de games là. Pour 9 €.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to climb down any further. It's totally dark in there, and it would be crazy to go into these sewers without any
Et dans le
light.
pack du mois prochain, il y a déjà le reveal de premier jeu, tu vois, c'est Assassin's Creed d'origine. Humble Bundle, c'est le feu. 8 balles, t'as un paquet de clés Steam qui tombe tous les mois. Poisson pourri.
I refuse to touch that repulsive mess and put it in my pocket.
Il me
It's
faut,
absolutely putrid.
il me faut une lampe pour descendre dans les égouts en vrai.
Wait a minute. I'm not gonna climb down any further. It's totally dark in there, and it would be crazy to go into these sewers without any light.
Un bon petite aventure point and click. Moi j'aime bien, tu vois. T'as toujours des énigmes, des petites enquêtes. Et il a une araignée dans l'œil, ce bâtard. Faut combiner des items, tu vois, mais... je sais pas quoi faire là en vrai. J'ai un panneau métallique cassé. Avec le verre, je peux couper les feuilles. Pour le pendu.
Hang him again? Good God, but why? What for?
Il le pendre à nouveau pour l'œuvre d'art, le tableau.
Impossible. I'll need something that cuts better if I want to hack my way through this impenetrable tangle of vegetation and bushes. Doing something like that would not only be undignified, but above all, absolutely useless. Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help me at all. I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here. I could tie the rope there, but what for? The wall of vegetation is so dense that I'd only end up breaking the rope if I tried to tie it there. I don't see anything to tie to this. I don't see how I can use this with this piece of glass. I'd only end up scratching it.
Faut que je me mette les doigts dans les narines là. J'ai envie d'éternuer, bordel. Putain, je fais quoi avec ma corde de mort là? Corde, clou.
Better not. That would be a waste of time. I don't see any need to nail anything to this.
Cette biche de ses morts.
It's useless. I'm afraid I can't do that. Why would I want to do something like that? I don't see... Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help me at all. Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help me at all. That's not... It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
Poisson pourri là, il sert à quoi?
These are the remains of the fish that used to swim around in the fountain. It looks like the catastrophe caught them by surprise too. Ugh. The smell they give off is nauseating.
Une canne à pêche.
It doesn't make much sense to play fisherman. These fish are already as dead as the poor souls hanging from the trees in the park. I could tie the rope there, but what for? I don't quite see how I could use this here. Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help me at all. That's not necessary. These poor fish are already dead enough. Use this here? How? Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help me at all.
Je peux le faire avec le pied de biche. Ah, je peux ouvrir la portière peut-être dans le camp de... Dans le camp de Manouche.
Okay, let's see if I can open this.
C'est une vraie machine de guerre.
Got it.
Flèche conducteur.
Let's see. I'm sure that if I tug on it a little... Good. The upholstery came off along with one of the elastic bands that was holding it to the seat.
Elle roule ou quoi? Non, j'ai un élastique maintenant.
With the cover removed, that seat looks even more depressing. The half square, but now, I'm That wouldn't serve any purpose.
J'ai une housse de siège aussi. Je peux faire quoi avec ça?
This scrap of tattered... I can't use these two objects together. This scrap of tattered fabric doesn't seem good for that.
Je peux peut-être atténuer le bruit pour...
It serves its purpose to a T. If you stretch it in both directions, the band becomes longer. And if you release it, well, I'd better not do that. I don't think... Although... This elastic... Better not.
Je peux peut-être casser la vitre. En atténuant le bruit avec la housse de fauteuil. Qui est là. Fenêtre de la cave.
A dirty window at ground level for ventilation. It's the only opening this building's basement has to the outside. This quilted fabric fits the size of the window perfectly.
Ah, je suis un génie, bordel. Génie vidéoludique.
Okay, let's try this. And let's cross our fingers that the seat cover absorbs the noise of the breaking glass. If the soldiers next door find me, they'll blow my head off without bothering to ask questions.
You've done it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm safe now. God bless you, stranger. You saved my life.
Donne-moi ta
Take care
pince,
of yourself,
bâtard.
old man. And I don't have to tell you, don't open the door to strangers. This home already has an owner. Let's leave him in peace. I couldn't open that. I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here.
Avec le coupe-boulon, je peux peut-être couper l'herbe là-bas. Le sang de Vomar.
Let's see what's on the other side of this hedge. No! Please! These visions! My head!
J'ai bu trop d'alcool.
You won't get any of his things. I won't allow it. Do you hear me?
Michael, is that you? Thank God we found you. It's me, Chris. Don't you recognize me? But there is a solution, Michael. All is not lost. There is still a possibility of salvation for us. For each and every one of us.
En vrai, il se réveille dans un camp de manouches, hein. Ils sont parqués comme dans un camp de concentration en vrai. Et il entend des voix dans sa tête là. S'il se réveille, c'est la fin du monde en vrai, c'est l'apocalypse.
What the hell happened to us? Or is going to happen to us?
Sur l'hôpital.
From here, I have a magnificent view of the hospital compound. In truth, the part that's visible from the road is only a fraction of it. The vegetation conceals a much larger area. More of that barbed wire that
Câble
adorns all the
électrifié.
city's buildings. If I get up close enough, I can hear a slight buzz, a sure sign that this fence is electrified.
Je coupe le courant, non?
Despite the condition of the bolt cutters, I think they'd be capable of cutting the wire, but it's metal. I'd end up frying myself in a matter of seconds.
Va frire en quelques secondes. Alors si je mets l'élastique...
This elastic band doesn't fit in anywhere.
Non? La corde alors.
Why would I want to do something like that?
Le papier. C'est isolant.
No, the poster would end up as confetti. And I'm afraid we don't have much to celebrate. I have no intention of sticking my arms through this electrified fence. As a suicide option, I think I'd rather use the park next door.
Lac à moitié enfoui.
What for? I'd only end up breaking the glass, or even worse, cutting my hand with it.
Cette biche.
I have no intention of sticking my arms through this as a suicide.
La corde.
I have no intention of I don't see anything. I'm afraid I can't do that. The charred which means the
Comment je peux faire pour sortir la plaque? Plaque à moitié enfouie.
I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the pieces of the metal sign with that. That wouldn't serve. Even if I could. I can't use these two objects together. I don't think this elastic better not. This elastic
Ou alors je peux accrocher.
Forget it. By the sound of it, there must be a massive amount of voltage running through the wire on this fence. I'd only manage to fry myself.
Et je coupe les boulons là, non?
Why would I want to do something like that? There's a flat metal object buried in the bushes, but I can't see it very well from this side of the fence. The trees and bushes conceal structures where hundreds and hundreds of metal barrels are being stored. Whatever's inside them, there must be thousands of gallons of it down there.
Le cancer.
What was there's
Ah, je peux plus revenir en arrière? Non.
What for? I've already cleared a path through this. This is no time to... It doesn't look like it's having any effect. This elastic band doesn't fit in anywhere. This home already has an.
Elle va me servir à quoi l'élastique?
I don't quite see how I could use this here. One of the elastic bands that was holding the seat cover in the abandoned car. A rather old and dull pair of bolt cutters. Could that be why I couldn't open the padlock on that door? I'm afraid that in the condition they're in, I'll have to use them on softer materials if I want to accomplish anything. It serves its purpose to a T. If you stretch it in both directions, the band becomes longer. And if you release it, well, I'd better not.
Ah, je peux peut-être donner ça aux enfants, ça leur fait un lance-pierre. C'est des éclairs de génie, mon gars. Voilà, mec. J'aurais ramené des bouteilles, des canettes déjà. Et là, je vais leur ramener un élastique.
Those boys are expecting some type of reward for completing their mission, and I don't think they're going to find this very exciting.
Ah si, ils font un lance-pierre avec
This
le caillou.
elastic band doesn't fit in anywhere.
Non? Pas un lance-pierre avec le caillou là?
This elastic band doesn't fit in anywhere.
Corde pour
Those
qu'ils se
boys are
pendent.
expecting some type of reward for completing their mission, and I don't think they're going to find this very exciting. I'm not going to pick them up. Besides, I bet my aim is worse. They're the mole's sons. They're practicing their marksmanship. They say they want to avenge their father. They probably witnessed how their father was shot out there.
Hello, Michael.
You did a very...
Yes, our dad would be proud.
Of course. You deserve it.
Yeah.
I have to get...
L'élastique, c'était parfait là. Dommage. Coupe le morceau de ferraille là.
I'd only end up scratching or breaking it. Best to leave it alone. I'm not going to snuff out this oil lamp. This place looks sinister enough with light. There's nothing... It's bolted from in...
Cette biche.
Rod and his family have bolted it from the other side. It's clear they don't want to be disturbed. Once more, I don't
Yo,
think I can
Nebulus.
force the door open with this tool.
Ouais, j'ai fini Dead Rising, ouais.
Can I ask you a few questions?
I'll answer anything you want, as long as you don't get near my stuff.
Well, I'll be going on my way. Good luck to you, pal.
Just be
Ouais,
sure
c'était pas mal, ça va,
to
tu vois.
stay away from my things.
Prends qu'à l'ouest. Prends qu'à l'ouest, bordel. Ça va, tu vois, la durée de vie, elle est assez courte, tu vois, c'est pas mal en vrai. Je passerai pas 200 heures, tu vois, sur le game, mais dans ce format-là, tu vois, ça va. Sérieux ou quoi?
That wouldn't.
Un coup de pied de biche dans le baril ou quoi?
What for? I'd only end up denting the metal of the drums a little. The bolt cutters are so dull, they wouldn't even be able to scratch the metal in these drums.
Ah ouais, alors je leur coupe le courant avec la pince.
Use this here? How?
Outward, ouais, ça avait l'air d'être pas mal à première vue, tu vois.
The bolt cutter.
Et le prix est raisonnable en vrai.
I don't think I'd. This elastic band doesn't fit in anywhere.
Ça doit pas être dans le camp là. Ça doit être dans la ville.
Hello again. What can I get for you?
I'm not really interested.
Hi, Mike. So what brings you here?
I should be going.
Fine, Mike. You'll remember, no questions asked.
Là, je peux rien échanger ici.
Impossible. It's beyond my reach. The bars are keeping me from getting there. Impossible. I'm afraid I can't do that. This elastic band doesn't fit in anywhere. I can't reach it from here.
Corde.
As dead as that tree is, it still looks strong enough to tie the rope to.
Du génie, mon gars.
I can't reach it from here. Maybe I should find a way to get to the bottom of this enormous hole first.
Attacher la corde.
Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff here, in case the rope doesn't support my weight.
Ah ouais, il enlève tout son stuff.
Underneath the surface, there must be many more of these stone things I see sticking out of the water. No doubt they're the remains of a structure that sank here. It seems like a small fragment of one of them is loose.
Une gravure.
A small piece of sculpted marble. It's the head of an animal above what looks like flames or an open
Ah, c'est
fire.
pour le prêtre,
Could it
ça.
be a lion's head?
Il voulait une tête de lion enflammée, là. Le prêtre du démon.
This hole in the ground is steep walls of mud and earth. The distance to the bottom is several yards. How the hell was this cesspit formed? I'll get my stuff.
Moyen de récupérer la corde là ou pas? Non. Je vais récupérer la corde.
The head of the lion above the flames. I think this must be yours.
The head of the lion. The head of the lion above the flames. The ruins of the temple still exist. Salvation is still possible. We can prevent it. We can still prevent it. Don't you understand? The annihilation of time. The wrath of God for our arrogance. There's still time. I have to return to the ruins of the temple. I have to go back to the ruins of the temple.
Wait a minute.
Aux ruines du temple.
This man is a complete lunatic.
Bâton en forme de croix.
Reverend Blake's cross. A stick with a very, very striking shape.
Aux ruines du temple. C'est où, bordel?
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure, but make it snappy. Can't you see that we're very busy?
Thanks for the
Thanks for the...
It doesn't look like it's having any effect. Forget it. By the sound of it, there must be a massive amount of voltage running through the wire on this fence. I'd only managed to fry
Ah, je peux peut-être me faire une torche avec le bâton là, non? Yo Simon. Peut-être me faire une torche.
So, let's see. I just made a...
Du génie, bordel. Ah non, un lance-pierre.
I don't know if it's intuition or what little is left of my memory, but I have a hunch that I was extremely clumsy with these kind of things.
Pour les gamins, bordel. Le lance-patte. Pour les enfants de Manouche. Une arme de guerre, bordel. Le lance-patte de tes morts.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, kids.
We got Mom out of the house. Now what about that reward?
Yes. I think I have something you might like. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. They're just kids. And this could get them into trouble. I know perfectly well what they're going to use it for, but their aim is amazing.
Ils vont taper du garde, mon gars.
The can fence could be a good thing for everyone. Besides, they want to do something for their father, and those pigs at the gate.
Ouais, c'est un bon petit aventure point and
What is
click
it,
là.
Michael? Tell us, what is it?
I know it's something you're really going to like. Here you go. It's a slingshot.
It's a slingshot.
Thank you, Michael. With this, we'll be able to hit the watchtowers.
Come on, let's try it.
That'll teach you, pigs.
Ouais. Bien. Allez, bim. La révolution, mon gars, la rébellion dans le camp.
It must be something serious. Come on, let's go.
You hit him.
Haha, yes.
So what do we do now?
I don't know. We've got to get out of here. Quickly, run.
Ooh, I better take this with me.
Emporte l'épreuve, bordel.
I'm not going to pick them up. I'm sure it took the kids a long time to collect all those rocks for their target practice. Besides, I bet my aim is worse than theirs.
Tu peux pas cacher ça, pigs?
Hanging up this poster here wouldn't do anything for me.
Et la division.
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed.
Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Peut-être moyen de récupérer du stuff sur le soldat de la mort là. Le nasillon.
A pool of blood mixed with mud marks the spot where that man, the mole, was shot. It gives me...
Ah non, on peut pas aller là-bas. Comme il n'y a plus les gardes. Ah ouais, donc je peux voler la moto. Du génie. Gant cuir épais.
Oh shit. The key's not in the ignition. One of the soldiers on sentry duty must have it. Anyway, I should have figured as much.
Avec un clou, je peux pas la démarrer là?
Would I gain any? I don't think so.
Et la saboter, y a moyen?
I don't quite see how I could use this here.
Un coup de pied de biche, bordel.
Sabotaging this vehicle wouldn't do much good right now.
Avec les gants cuir pour les barbelés. Électrifiés. Ah, y'a plus le Viox là. Il est où? Il a embarqué, bordel. Donc là, avec les gants, je devrais pouvoir...
There's no need to handle. The entire world has collapsed. Why would I care in the least about leaving fingerprints here? Okay, I'll wear the gloves to cut the electrified wire.
C'est du génie, bordel.
Use this here? How? What for? I'd only end up cutting my hand. Let's see what's down here. It's a trapdoor, and it looks like it hasn't been used in a long, long time.
Ah, des sadomaso.
This door leads to a dingy back room. What the hell? I can hear the buzz of electricity coming from inside, but I can't figure out anything more without a little more light.
Un mouroir, bordel.
What is this place? Where the devil am I? It seems like the small building at the ground level is just camouflage. The most important part is here underground. Are all of them
Le sang de vos morts.
How many patients can there be packed in here? Dozens? Hundreds? This is horrible.
Jacob Leider.
Hundreds of the dissolved packed like sardines in this hall, waiting for the end. The sound of their screams is blood-curdling. If there's a hell in this new world, it's sure as hell right down there.
Bidon d'acide.
I can't look directly into them. These lights are so bright that it seems like day in here. It must take an enormous amount of electricity to maintain this building. That explains the number of barrels out there. That's where the fuel is stored, that they need to run all the compound's generators. Let's see if this grate can be removed. Perfect. It looks like this hole leads to a passageway on the other side.
Du génie intergalactique. Sac noir, casier.
It's sagging from the weight, and so dilapidated, that I doubt this janitor's cart has many more trips left in it. A tiny lock is preventing me from opening the door, and despite its size, it seems to be very strong.
D'accord. Cette biche?
I'm not going to open it this way. I don't see any cracks in the door big enough to get any leverage.
Un clou, bordel.
Maybe a professional burglar could do it, but I can never pick this lock with just a handful of rusty nails.
Putain, t'es fin nul, bordel. Je pensais que c'était
I
MacGyver.
can't use these two objects together.
Une pince.
I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here.
De l'acide.
It won't open that way.
Je peux pas faire fondre la serrure? Non? Sac noir.
It has a side zipper that's open. The lining of the bag is damp and sticky. What the hell could they have been keeping inside it?
Un mort, bordel. Une couille morte.
Unlike his neighbors, this door is hanging open. All I see inside are remnants of stickers and torn photographs. It looks like someone left in a hurry, without even saying goodbye. We must be very deep underground, and the blades of this fan are barely turning at half speed. That explains why the air down here is almost unbreathable. This rattling contraption is responsible for refreshing the air in this entire room. Playing with it doesn't exactly seem like a brilliant idea.
C'est suicidaire, bordel.
The future is in our hands. Collaborate, rebuild, report. From the text, I'd say this poster must have been part of a government campaign launched after the Great Wave. Locked, of course. I'm starting to get annoyed with this sense of ownership I see in all the people with closets, lockers, and other storage furniture in this city.
Normal, c'est la fin du monde, mec, c'est des dalleux.
I'd rather use a key to open this case, but I'm a bit short on time. So...
Allez, pas le temps de discuter, mon gars. Ah bah voilà.
Oh, excuse me.
Il faisait quoi dans le noir, bordel? Elle est sérieuse ou quoi?
No, wait, please, don't do that.
Security, this is Nurse Uma Grundy. I need you to come right away.
No, wait.
Ah, quelle tête de gland qu'elle a.
Wait a minute. Did you say Uma? Nurse Uma?
Yes, that's my name.
Wait, please don't turn me in. I know your father. I saved his life just a few hours ago. They were going to deport him to the refugee camp, but I was able to stop it.
My God, did you say my father? Tell me, how is he? Has anything happened to
Ah,
him?
je suis un génie, mon gars.
He's safe. He told me about
Un
you and
mytho
your
de
work
l'espace.
He's worried. He wants to know that you're all right. Wait, please don't turn me in.
Dors dans une cave, ton père. Et j'espère qu'il va mourir dans d'atroces souffrances.
Thank you, Uma. You did the right thing. My name is Michael.
But now you should explain why you burst in here like that. What are you looking for, Michael?
Il me faut le médicament là.
I need a cure for the dissolved.
Cure? There's no such thing. You won't find it here or anywhere else. The authorities distributed a memo among the medical staff months ago. I'm sure you can still find a copy of it around here somewhere. It told us that they've definitely abandoned the search for a medicine. You made a mistake risking your life to get in here. The only thing we store here is pain. This place is a tomb for those poor infected devils, but also for the people who work here. I'm sorry, Michael. The dissolved are condemned to death.
No, that can't be. There has to be a solution, a cure. Oh man, poor Rod, poor Colin. But I heard in the refugee camp, they said a cure is being produced and stored here. Well, if that's not the case, what's the purpose of a building like this?
The army deliberately keeps that rumor about a possible cure alive. You see, as long as people still have some hope left, it is much
Putain, c'est une
easier to
carotte,
control the
bordel.
city more effectively. But it's a lie.
I understand.
Tout le monde
This
va crever.
medical center was built just after the Great Wave, taking advantage of some abandoned underground facilities. That was when the authorities were beginning to work on their project to rebuild the city. They told us the building was going to be used to take in the first patients. Of course, we had no idea the disease would become so widespread. I left my job in a clinic downtown to come here. I wanted to lend a hand. They demanded total confidentiality about our work to avoid causing panic in the population.
Y'a pas de remède, tout le monde va crever, bordel. Alors c'est bon, ça sert à rien, autant faire comme l'autre dans le jardin là. Il a pris une corde, le pendu.
And then what happened?
Things started to go wrong. When the number of patients multiplied, we couldn't keep up. And then we began to run out of even the most basic supplies. And that was when the army took over complete control of the center.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Then they sealed off the building. No one was allowed to leave, not even us. We doctors and nurses have been shut in here for months, isolated without even a glimpse of daylight. They say it's for security reasons. It's for our own safety. Oh yeah, Now our medical care is limited to wrapping up the patients in plastic bags, like the ones they use to transport cadavers. And then we dispose of their remains, dissolving the black bags in acid for decontamination. And that's about it. That's all we can do with the resources we have. And sometimes it's just too much to bear.
Condemned to die. I heard their cries of pain out there.
Ah, c'est un reste de mort, c'est ça, donc dans le sac noir.
These people suffer the most excruciating pain and die in the most horrible way I've ever seen. The first symptoms are bouts of nausea and fainting, which become more frequent and prolonged as the disease progresses, until in the end their entire metabolism enters a state of shock. Then their entire cell structure dissolves. It simply disintegrates.
D'accord,
There's no
ils fondent.
medical explanation. It just happens. But there's something even stranger
Fondu instantané.
about the disease.
What could be stranger than what you just told me?
Si on pouvait faire pareil avec le fromage, ce serait pas mal. De la recette. La recette de la fondue instantanée.
That's why the army fears them. They're afraid of their unpredictable behavior, but also of their strange messages. So the sole function of this place is to keep them locked away, hidden and under the army's control, until death takes them off their hands, one by one. It's also why people who harbor the dissolved are punished, and it's also the reason for the existence of the cleanup brigades.
But I thought they were just controlling the patients to keep the disease from spreading.
But that's a lie, a blatant lie. The spread of the disease is accelerating. The number of cases is multiplying every day, but it's not contagious. We doctors and nurses have been treating the sick for months, in direct contact with them and their remains, and the rate of contagion, the army is lying.
But then, how is the disease spread?
We don't know, Michael. No one knows.
C'est l'apocalypse, bordel. Le Satanas.
By direct contact with the victims. There's another reason for the army's secrecy about the dissolved. Fear. It's human nature to fear the unknown. We tend to panic when faced with something we don't understand. And this damn disease is more than any of us can handle.
And what is it that makes the dissolve so unpredictable and dangerous?
They know, Michael. You probably think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, they know. They talk about events no one else knows about. They sense things. They bring back information from the places they go. And they talk to the dead there, Michael. They communicate with the dead. They know, Michael. That's all.
They're just sick people, Uma.
Michael.
No, they're more than just ordinary sick people. You wouldn't talk like that if you had been living with them, and their messages and their prophecies all these months.
Wait a minute. Did you just say the dissolved make prophecies?
Let me tell you a story. When I first came to the center, I became friendly with a patient, a 13-year-old girl. All the time I was taking care of her, she never stopped chatting. She told me all about the underground highways. She said she went there every day.
Underground highways?
She said they all went there when they lost consciousness. Obviously, I felt great pity for the girl, but in time I also came to feel tremendous fear. I was afraid of that poor, hopeless child. Her visions, her dreams, her messages terrified me. And then one night she sat down next to another patient, an older woman who looked surprisingly healthy. According to our calculations, this woman still had a few months to live. The woman had just lost consciousness. "Leave me alone with her," the girl said to me. "It won't be long now." And she took the woman's hand. And just seconds later, the woman started to dissolve, shrieking and writhing in pain, until there was nothing left of her but a puddle of brown, viscous liquid. The girl turned to me and said, "I knew she was leaving us, and I didn't want her to go alone. That would have been very sad, wouldn't it, Uma?" The girl's face was still dripping with the remains of the patient. She knew what was going to happen, Michael. She saw it. From then on, my fear became uncontrollable. I felt defenseless next to her.
I understand.
Finally, my panic was so great that I refused to go anywhere near her. And I even, God forgive me, I felt secretly relieved when she herself finally dissolved. They know, Michael, and that's why they're so dangerous to the people in power now.
The cleanup brigades.
C'est la merde, bordel.
They're savages. I despise them. They're like predatory animals, heartless and unscrupulous. The rest of the staff refuses to share the facilities with them, so their lockers are out in the hallway. That's where they keep everything they need for their hunting expeditions. The GPSs, the disease detection tests, their ID badges. Each unit is made up of 2 soldiers, 1 doctor and 1 nurse. I mean, doctors and nurses collaborating with those bloodthirsty animals, but then they say, what do you want? It's our job, and somebody's got to do it.
Yes, that phrase sounds familiar. It's bone-chilling. Police and criminals using exactly the same words to justify their actions.
Eux, les criminels, bordel.
That seems to be the slogan of the executioners of this new world.
Talk to my father, Michael. Tell him that I'm all right, that he shouldn't worry, that we'll be seeing each other soon, very soon.
Oh, la morphine, bordel.
The nurse's silhouette seems to fade in the light of this lamp. I'm afraid that after so many months cooped up in here, Uma is nothing more than a ghost now.
Ah, comment je peux ouvrir le truc dans le couloir, là?
Unlike his neighbors, this door is hanging open. All I see inside are remnants of stickers and torn photographs. It looks like someone left in a hurry, without even saying goodbye. I'm not going to open it this way. I don't see any cracks in the door big enough to get any leverage.
Faut que j'écarte autour de la porte. Avec un clou, non?
The nails that held up this, they're incredible. A hard...
Avec ça.
I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the pieces of the metal sign with that. I'm afraid I can't do that. Maybe a professional burglar. Shoot over there, even if I had a projectile handy. I consider myself rather clumsy. I just end up getting my fingers caught in the elastic. It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
Oh, je peux pas l'ouvrir là. Hein.
The bolt cutters are very worn. I'm not going to waste energy using them without good reason. I don't quite see how I could use this here. I'm not going to pour acid. I'd rather not do that. The acid would do its corrosive work, and then I wouldn't have it anymore. No doubt. I don't think with the acid, I'd only end up... I'm not going to leave this place without finding one of these memos about the dissolve that Uma mentioned. If it's true that the army has stopped looking for a cure, I'll need some proof to...
D'accord. Donc faut bien que je reste ici en vrai. Voilà, bureau en mauvais état.
Let's see. Inside I only see dust and old papers and a tiny key.
Voilà, parfait, une clé, bordel.
Let's see.
La clé de Théma.
Let's see if it's the key to this closet. Bingo! I'm not going to take any. A small red LED is blinking on all of them, an unmistakable sign that they've been used.
Un téléphone, carte d'accès. James Bond, mon gars.
A small red LED is blinking on all of them, an unmistakable sign that they've been used. There's a bunch of papers stuck to the door of the closet. There seems to be some type of bureaucratic form among them.
Fusil à pompe dans l'armurerie principale. Test. GPS, vous devez entrer l'adresse complète de la destination.
Military personnel, GPS, targets, rifles. I'm afraid what's described on these pages doesn't have very much to do with typical medical activities in a hospital. I'm afraid military personnel, GPS. I'm afraid what's I'm afraid military I'm afraid
ça veut dire la même chose à chaque fois en vrai. Cubilus Lake.
I'm afraid.
Ah mais on a toute l'organisation là.
I'm afraid.
Andromeda Strain. Objectif neutralisé Connor Bryan, Baxter Doug, Mali Jamil.
I'm afraid.
Et ils ont neutralisé tous les révolutionnaires.
Great. It's a hell of a drop, and the railing wobbles when you touch it. Awesome. Wait a minute though. Isn't the idea of installing this? It's an internal army memo for the hospital's medical staff. The report talks about the failure to develop a cure for the dissolved, and what's even worse, the decision to finally abandon the search for one. Authorized vehicle pass. It's the ID that allows the cleanup brigades to get in and out of the hospital compound in their macabre ambulances. From what I can tell,
ouais, rentrer dans l'hôpital quoi.
It used to hold some of the cleanup brigade's work tools. According to one of the cleanup brigade's forums, this is the device they use to navigate during their raids. Sort of like an electronic map. It looks like some satellites are actually still working up the Great Wave. Something I could easily confirm of this control.
What is this place? Where the devil am I? It seems like the small building at the ground level is just camouflage. The most important part is here underground. Are all of them dissolved? How many patients can there be packed in here? Dozens? Hundreds? This is horrible.
Passe. Alarme de la mort.
The guards were clear. Motor vehicles only. ID or not, I have no intention of exposing myself to their bullets unless I'm on 2 or 4 wheels.
Ok, faut que j'aille voler la moto.
This street is even more desolate and silent than it was before. I guess while I was in the subterranean, the soldiers called the curfew. What are you doing out here, ma'am? What's the matter?
It's my brother. He's disappeared. We don't know where he is.
What do you mean he's disappeared?
Well, we haven't seen him since he spoke to you, since he ran out of the church. We've been searching for him for hours and can't find him anywhere.
And you don't have any idea where he might have gone?
No, he simply ran out of the door, completely out of control. I've never seen him so upset, and we haven't heard anything from him since. I just know that something terrible has happened to him. My brother is very sick and he shouldn't be out there alone and unprotected. I fear the worst.
Calm down. There's no reason to think that anything has happened to him.
I have a feeling that something awful has happened. I'm sure of it. Besides, the soldiers have already called the curfew. If they find him on the street alone and lost, in his condition, my brother is a very beloved and respected person. But those beasts don't care who he is.
I understand.
We have to get off the street. Please, if you see my brother, tell him to come home. Tell him we're waiting for him.
Of course. I'll do that.
Cruising down the street.
This home already has... The only thing I'd achieve by doing that would be to use up all the acid. This house already has an owner. Let's leave things the way they are.
Il n'y a plus personne. Depuis les militaires, je peux pas aller plus loin là, rue principale.
The ruin. Fifth Avenue in Doomsday City looks even more desolate after curfew.
Oh, ils sont revenus, bordel.
The camp is closed, Rat. Get away from the gate.
But I have to come in. It's urgent. What happened?
There's no understanding you worms. Always wanting to get out of here. Once you're outside, you're dying to get back in. One of our soldiers was killed, and the camp will remain closed until the matter is cleared up. So take a hike.
There was an attack?
Yes. Someone hit one of the sentries in the watchtowers with a rock. Luckily, it seems there was a witness who saw the perpetrators launch the projectile, and they have been detained. But we never trust the testimony of a rat, so we're waiting for the criminals to confess, or for the murder weapon to turn up.
I don't think it's going to take very long
Oh,
to get the
sérieux ou
truth
quoi?
out of these kids, or to find the weapon they used to commit the crime.
Good God. What have I done? I knew I shouldn't have gotten them mixed up in this. But they're just a couple of scared kids. Don't you see that? What are you planning on doing with them?
Killing and martial law is quite clear in this respect. They acted as adults, and they will pay for their actions as adults. As soon as they confess, or we find the weapon they used to commit the crime, we'll take care of matters. Do you have a problem with the law being enforced?
You're nothing but a gang of warped psychopathic pigs.
One more word and I'll blow your head off right now, bastard. I couldn't care less what privileges that bracelet might give you. Get out of my sight.
Those pigs are gonna kill the boys, and it'll be my fault. I'll be responsible for their deaths. I can't let that happen. I have to do something, and fast.
On va les niquer, bordel. Je lui balance de l'acide.
Not even gallons of this acid can make the traces of blood and guts on this wall disappear. I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but throwing acid on them could get me into an even bigger mess. I'd rather not do that.
Un coup de pied de biche, bordel.
I'm not going to be able to get through the barrier. The army will keep the camp entrance closed until they find whoever killed the watchtower sentry. Damn it. If I don't prevent it, those bastards in uniform are going to execute the boys. For God's sake, I have to think of some way to save them, and I have to do it now. I'd rather not. The new world is... Rifles against slingshots? That would be a real tight contest. Use this. I'm not going to give it to anyone. I'm not going to... But I'm not going to give it away. This more... Unless dissolution is imminent, there's no point in wrapping these people up in the plastic bag. This pig in uniform and his sidekicks are... Damn it! You have to let me in. I need to get into the camp urgently.
The camp will... or those and that...
Those pigs... I'll be... I have... The vehicle barrier is down, and a sentry, I'm afraid. The barbed wire surrounding the camp is incredibly tangled, and the barbs look like they'd tear you to pieces. It looks like the army wanted to make it very difficult for anyone who might get the bright idea of trying to escape. If I can't put a stop to it, this is going to be the canvas where those uniformed bastards paint more of their macabre graffiti, and I'll be the one responsible. No doubt about it. It would only take the sentries a few seconds to fill me. I prefer to hold on to it. I think this... The entire world... I'm curious to see how this thing works, but it doesn't have any batteries. Where would I be able to find some in the middle of Doomsday City? Or who could get me some? A crate. And if I don't stop it, I'll have their... Come on, you have to do... I'm not going to... Until... Impossible.
Comment on peut faire en vrai là?
I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here. I'm not going to be able to get through the barrier. The army will keep the camp entrance closed until they find whoever killed the watchtower sentry. I'm not going to be able to until they find a small so narrow that the soldier on duty can hardly turn around inside. I'm not going until they find a small military sentry box with no door, so narrow that the soldier on duty can hardly turn around inside.
D'accord, il peut à peine se tourner à l'intérieur lui.
I came out of this crate. Why would I want to put it back in there? Better not. I don't see... Why would I want to do... No. Although, according to Nurse Uma, the purpose of this acid is to dissolve plastic bags like this one. I don't want to be without it. I'd rather not... That wouldn't serve any purpose. Before shooting those they're time. Jesus, Michael, think of some way to... this pig. Damn it. You have to...
The camp or with those two and then...
Those pigs are gonna... I have to...
Faut que je trouve un moyen là.
This I can't use this I don't think this plastic bag better not. They could be the perfect projectile, but these nails would end up shredding the rubber band on the slingshot. Besides, something tells me I'm not very good at using these things. Why would I want to do something like that? I don't see any way to use the GPS with that. Besides, this contraption doesn't have any batteries. That wouldn't serve. No matter. Scratching the glass. Besides, the truth is, I don't need it. I have my own way of getting inside the hospital for the dissolved without being seen. But I'm sure I'll be able to find some use for this ID.
Ah, peut-être ça, en lui donnant le pass.
I'm not going to give this up just like that. Even though I already have my own way of getting into the hospital, I think I can get more mileage out of this ID. Before shooting those, they're cheap. It doesn't seem. I'm not going to. The vehicle. I'm afraid. I'm not until they... I'm glad I have it with me. A sturdy metal crowbar is a good traveling companion in this new world. I can't use... Getting into a punching match with this wouldn't help me at all. I'm afraid I can't do... Shoot over there, even if I had a projectile handy. I consider myself rather clumsy. I just end up getting my fingers caught in the elastic. No matter how hard... I don't think... It doesn't look like it's having any effect. That would be suicide. The guards would blow my head off the minute I tried it. How before shoot their... Jeez! That would be suicide. I don't see where I could put this enormous plastic bag. I don't quite... No doubt... It looks like quite a large river, but nowadays... No doubt... The only thing I'd achieve by... Use this here? How? That's not... I'm not gonna...
Comment on peut le faire?
I don't think I'd... This house already has an owner. Let's leave things the way they are. The entire world is... I couldn't open that. This acid. I'm afraid I... Even if I had a projectile hand...
C'est un autre passage.
How long will those animals in uniform wait before shooting those boys? Their time is running out. Jesus, Michael, think of some way to save them. You can smell these dead creatures from several yards away. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with my hands, to say nothing of putting them in my pocket.
J'ai sorti de l'écran.
No, I have to save them. I have to do something for them, right away.
The guard...
Wait a minute, and we're... And it would be... I'd rather not... This acid... Better not. They could be the... Besides... No... It's useless. I'll never... Why would I want to do something... Out of the question. That would... Out of the question. I'm not gonna... How long will those ants before their time... Jesus...
Il met le sac sur sa tête.
It doesn't... I don't quite... Unless dis... I don't see where I could put this enormous plastic bag. Use... I'm not going to... Until they... The only thing I'm not saying that... I'd rather not do that. I don't think The only thing I'd achieve by doing that would be to use up all the acid. Impossible. I'm afraid I can't do that. In the distance, the other end of this tunnel fades out of sight among the shadows. Where does it lead? Impossible. Impossible. It's beyond... The bolt cutters are very worn. I'm not going to waste... I can't use... It doesn't look like it's having any effect.
Ah, c'est chaud.
The entire world has collapsed. Why would I care in the least about leaving fingerprints here?
Oh bordel. Comment je les sauve ces marres?
Better not. If I don't quite see how I could use this here. I won't be able to use this here? How? How long were those animals before shooting their jeez? I won't be able to. This pig in uniform and his sidekicks are getting ready to kill the children in cold blood. Damn it. I have to do something. I think this object is too useful to give away. I'll make better use of it, I'm sure of that. Besides, this contraption doesn't have any batteries. Before I go down, in case... Underneath this node, this hole in the ground is steep walls of mud and earth. The distance to the bottom is several yards. I don't think I'd gain it. I won't be able to... There's no need to have... It doesn't... I doubt... I'll get my stuff. How long were those before they're... Jeez! You can see bits of clothing caught on some stretches of wire, and even strands of hair. I don't quite see how... The only thing I'd achieve by doing that would be to... Not even... The vehicle barrier is down, and a sentry stops anyone trying to enter on foot. I'm afraid that the refugee camp is locked up tight. This pig in uniform and his sidekicks are getting ready to kill the children. Damn it. I prefer to hold on to it. Use this. I doubt this person wants the gloves. Doesn't look like a motorcyclist to me. It doesn't seem like a good idea. It's one of those plastic bags used to wrap up the patients in their final hours until they finally dissolve. The damp, sticky texture alone sends shivers down my spine. That means it's been used. This confirms what Nurse Uma told me. The dissolved are condemned to die. This document constitutes a death sentence for all victims.
Bon, je pense qu'on trouvera la solution demain. Au calme. Ça va être l'heure de diagonaliser pour le pirate de ces morts. Pour ceux les pirates, bonne nuit, à bientôt. Ciao ciao.